Invasion is about to happen here in Phantom Brigade. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here. And about a year ago, we took a first look at this game, and now it's finally out on Steam, but available pretty much everywhere. Today's episode is also sponsored by the makers of Phantom Brigade, so check it out with the link down below in the description. And this game is awesome in terms of it being a very unique game that I've only seen a few times before, where it's technically a real-time strategy game, but where we plan our moves out in a tactical strategy type format. So essentially it's like almost editing a timeline of telling our units to move, then attack, seek cover, or defend themselves. And it's a really stylish game that seems to take place in what appears to be like a Scandinavian setting. And I really appreciate that. It kind of reminds me of some other games we played on the channel. So if you like this one, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, and thank you very much for all the support. We're going to get into it by checking out this game's intro, little tutorial, and then checking out one of the first missions in what seems to be kind of a dynamic campaign as well, where we get to plan out our moves eventually and upgrade our mechs. Lots of customization, lots of stylization here, and lots of cool stuff to enjoy, I must say. All right, thank you very much for watching. Let's jump in to our first look, I suppose, at the full release now, everywhere, worldwide, of Phantom Brigade. Let's go. Hell yeah, we got some mechs.
Sorry to strap you in so early today, Lieutenant, but we'll have to cut our checks short. We've lost the town comms last night, and I'd like you to take a look at the tower we have half a click north from here.
That's kind of suspicious. Alright, there's our basic controls for the camera. Left click on our mech, and we're going to move it to this location here. We're going to give it orders by telling it to run to that location. Execute.
Hey, Lieutenant. They're still installing the prototype in my rig, so don't hog all the action till I catch up.
Yes, it's not the most exciting test run of our new tech, but we've got people here counting on us, so let's move out. Whoa, what happened here? Probably just some damn rowdy civilians. HQ, this is Special Field Ops Team Bravo requesting immediate repair detail, over.
This is HQ. Negative, Commander. Repair detail busy until further notice. Stand by.
What could they be busy with? Well, let's see if we can't do a little more recon. Boot up that shiny new device Ops installed in your rig and we'll see what she's made of.
Alright, roger that. That is not civilians right there. That wire is cut to the comm station, so somebody's about ready to launch their invasion. Alright, so this is the prediction system. This is the big sell to this game that really impressed me. The ability to basically plan our moves and then edit them and do it as if we were like... If you've ever edited a video or something before, think of like Adobe Premiere Pro or, you know, Sony Vegas, any editing software, and that's how we plan our moves out, which I think is really damn cool. Alright, so we can give orders. Eventually we'll get more orders other than just like move. We'll also be able to fire primary and secondary weapons and also, you know, do things like take cover and whatnot.
I'll move to scout one side of the tower. If she's warmed up, you should be able to see where I'm moving and flank the opposite side.
Alright, cool. So yeah, this thing basically predicts friendly movements and enemy movements as well. So we can kind of counteract or launch counteroffensives based on that predictive, I guess, algorithm. Let's go ahead and move and then wait here. And then run. Execute. Cool. Working pretty well.
An unmarked tank. And no transponder. What the hell? Is this some surprise war games maneuver? HQ, we have an unmarked non-cooperative tank at location 2SBR15. Confirm intent, over. HQ, confirm, over.
Anti-aircraft.
I'm getting a heat signature from the tank's power core. Check your prototype. If that tank even twitches, cripple it.
Yes, sir. All right, let's close in on the tank. It looks like it's going to be moving forward. We gotta watch out for that. Yeah, he's on a collision course with our commander. Alright, move forward. And then fire. What? So as you can see, we're editing the timeline, or we can edit the movement based on, like, you know, just kind of moving it this way on where we're going to engage with the tank. So we can edit it in a few different locations. So we'll kind of do it, I suppose, as we're running. If we can close the gap with this tank right about here. Start shooting there, and then let's see if we can shoot again right after we kind of stop. Let's see if we can do that. Should we shoot again? No, we're out of moves. Go, go, go! Nice. The commander stopped him right there.
Good read on the tank. I'm hit, but just a scratch. What? I'm picking up multiple targets from the north. My God, this can't be right. Take cover! Take cover!
Full-scale invasion begins. The enemy is here. Alright, get back to cover. Go.
This is no war game.
Commander, multiple contacts just appeared on our forward slope. Weapons ready.
Treat us hostile. This is not a drill. Intercept and protect the town. We're on our way.
Roger, heading out.
HQ, come in. HQ, do you read? Pinned down by 2 treads. Returning fire. Got one. Shit, a walker. Lieutenant, get the...
Commander? Commander! Taking defensive position. The commander's down, but we have to focus. We have citizens to protect.
All right, here they come. Let's hold the line.
There's a walker and multiple treads on approach. Remember, if things go to hell, set self-destruct and punch out, so they can't salvage our prototype. Whatever happens, let's meet at evac point R09.
Oh boy, that's going to be a lot of enemy units. Protect the town. Enemy forces are attacking the town. Eliminate them using 3 units at your disposal. Alright, so we have a little bit of a difference between these troops. We have basically like a heavy, an assault, and like a recon type unit. So one of them's got like a heavy beam gun. One of them's got an assault rifle and an SMG as primary and secondary, and then another one with a shotgun and a shield. So the shield could basically, you know, allow us to maybe block movements for some of our other units. We could set up a shield here and then have units move maybe behind if we're under fire. So let's go ahead and I think we'll take cover with the shotgun and shield and wait till they get a little closer. We'll head there. Then we'll have our assault unit maybe take cover on the other side. Move over to this side. And then we'll have our first unit maybe start engaging as soon as the enemy's a little closer. So right about maybe close to the end of their push. We'll go for this anti-aircraft unit. It's likely to be a little less armed since it's not necessarily meant for mainstream battle. The other 2 tanks seem to be the same. Hostile tank is what it's called. And you can actually see their armor in the upper left corner. So I'm assuming you can see their frontal and rear armor of 176 in the front, 140 in the back, and 61 on the sides. So they do seem to be, regardless of it being an anti-aircraft unit, you can see all the properties of it in the upper left corner. It's an autocannon for that one, for example, and this one's just a cannon. So this one can fire faster, but probably a smaller shell. So if we take some hits, this isn't going to be as bad as if it's from a main tank. Alright, once our unit's in position here, let's also go ahead and start firing. Maybe we can fire while we're in position. It's a good idea to fire and maneuver. So we're going to just, even though they're closing the range, we're going to start firing early. So we can fire again. We've still got 3 seconds left here to continue to fire. So this tank's probably going to continue to advance and close the gap. So we'll just kind of lay down fire until it's dead. This guy here, we'll go ahead and have him change to this target here. Looks like we have an overlap. Secondary actions cannot overlap, right? So let's change this up a little bit. Actually, let's delete this move and just go for the main tank here. We'll have them engage right at the end. Alright, and as for our first unit, Let's see, the one with the shield and whatnot. Okay, so he's going to move into cover. This one's going to move and attack. This one I do want to make sure I have confirmed the attack there. There we go. And then the first one, we can run and then maybe wait a little bit. And wait for the tank to close in. Then maybe we can step out and start shooting with that shotgun. Maybe on this mech here. We'll shoot right about here at that guy. We should be able to shoot a couple times. There we go. Now let's do another one. Oh, looks like we can't. So sometimes, you know, you want to try to use every single second you can, but other times you want to see if the enemy gets a little closer before you attack, especially since some of our weapons are better closer. Alright, it begins. Hell yeah, nice. And that was only 5 seconds worth of battle, so, you know, all that setup was really cool. And then you kind of get to see it as like a war film after you've planned it out. Well, it looks like some of the tanks here may have been hit or fired. It looks like he's more damaged than he shot. But yeah, now these tanks are actually firing. Cool work with the shotgun, too. The shotgun actually hit the mech up front, the walker as they called him, and then also the hostile tank behind. Now let's watch a little replay on that. So we can see everything in slow motion again, if we want to. Or we can speed it up. Alright, back to plan mode then. Alright, let's do it again. Our troops are in some pretty good spots to continue to engage, so let's do that. Let's go with that mech there. We'll just kind of keep on shooting the closer he gets. I'm just going to keep on blasting because with the shotgun, there are other units behind, so it's likely that we'll be able to hit them. And we just want to pump out the damage. Oh, the shotgun can fire mercilessly. Whew. That's about it for that one. Alright, our other unit here. Let's go ahead and close in on him. We want to do so, yeah, a little closer, right about there. And I believe our secondary weapons are kind of like just handguns, so not as effective as the rifles, as you'd imagine. Now, he's blocked for now, but it's likely he might proceed forward once that tank gets destroyed and his way is clear. So, yeah, a lot of this is also predicting what the AI might do after you've kind of seen their movement patterns a little bit. All right, that's on to the next one. Oh, he's going to concentrate that beam on this one right here. Wow. So he's holding that beam on the main guy there. Let's switch to this one if we can. I love how that beam is a constant ray of fire. Well, let's give this a shot. Look at that shotgun go, man. Dude, doing an incredible amount of damage. Look at that. Looks like that tank's been destroyed there. This tank looks disabled, and this guy's got to be almost complete. He looks to be down to about half health. Oh, he's actually almost lost all of his frontal armor, too. That must be a thing. All right, let's keep shooting this. Yeah, keep maintaining fire on that target. Very good. Yep, just go ahead and keep shooting at him. And let's flank around this building a little bit. A little peek on these guys here. Fire off on him. And this one here. We've got to make sure these guys are all done. And then that tank that's trying to escape too. Not sure if he's going to be killed, but we'll see. I'm just going to keep putting fire down range. Bullets are cheap. Mechs are not. Let's finish that engagement here with this walker. And then maybe this tank here as he tries to flee. Oh, the planning phase is it's really fun. Really nice. All right, let's do it again. Wow, we did it. Everything's destroyed. That was a great range of fire from that shotgun. Hell yeah. Good job, everybody. Squad extracted early. All objectives complete. Let's get out of here, boys. The invasion's underway.
Almost at the cliff. Go, go, go! Into the forest! If anyone can hear me, we have people counting on us to retake what they've taken from us. Even if we are the last ones left.
Get to the salvage now! I can only hold this for 5 more seconds.
I only need 3, 2, 1, move!
All local time threads are converging. There's nothing more we can do here.
Is it finally time for some shut-eye?
No. Not today.
By the time we realized what was happening, it was too late. We were at war. The border towns and cities were hit first, communications cut, and residents chased from their homes. In their place, they erected military outposts that still watch us to this day. We fought back, and for a while, we even held down the capital. But we were outmaneuvered and outnumbered, outgunned. Eventually, those of us who didn't surrender had to escape. For years, the government has operated in exile. Along with the Home Guard, the remaining remnants of our country's military, they have been fighting tirelessly against impossible odds. But they can't do it alone. We answer to no one, nothing but the call. And now, after years of training, preparing, waiting, the Phantom Brigade is coming home.
Yeah. That is some dramatic intro right there. Alright, the Felheim base site. We peer out in the vast stretch of land before us, our home, now a battleground. It's as familiar as an old friend as a deceptively quiet mountains and field. At your back, the crew awaits your orders. You need supplies, parts, and a place to bunker down. Pilot points to a spot on the map directly ahead of you, the Felheim base, which once belonged to the homeland in the days before the war. It'll belong to you again. Alright. So, yeah, this is where the game kind of becomes a little bit more dynamic. We actually get to plan out some of our moves on where we want to attack next. So our objectives are in the upper left corner. We have the objective to take the Felheim base as our main base of operations, and we can speed up and slow down time appropriately. And we can also move to that base to retake it as our main objective, so that should be just fine. So our troops are moving. The couple of mechs that you saw from before are rolling out. We actually have a mobile base, which I think is like almost like the Technodrome from oh yeah, that music. Woo. From Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hell yeah. So this seems to be like an airfield or like a mech operating base, that kind of thing, like a base of operations for all of our intelligence work and more. So yeah, let's go ahead and suit up and take it over. Cool. All right, day 1, 7 a.m. So yeah, that world map is eventually a location where we can move to different, you know, sectors or regions and capture different... Ooh, there we go. That's what we want to capture, that massive... Yeah, there we go. It's like a land crawler. So there's different things we can get by capturing these bases. Is that an intact crawler? I think we struck gold here. Finally a way to repair and refit these rusty mechs. Bravo 1, we're seeing 2 mechs approaching from the west requesting immediate support. I'm getting a negative response on my IFF. Treat these walkers as hostile. More enemies incoming. Use cover to avoid damage and eliminate enemies quickly to keep things under control. Alright. So yeah, there's our main objective then, is to eliminate all hostiles and do so before or while dealing with enemy reinforcements. We'll have to take them out before enemy reinforcements arrive. So there's already some reinforcements here, but there's also off-map reinforcements coming, so... Alright, so here's our base of operations, right? This small areas where we'll have to be operating. I love the look of this game, too. I really was impressed the first time I played it with the trees and things. It's on par with City Builders. A lot of nice little details to things like the train lines and the trees and vehicles and stuff that are all around. Little pieces of junk and garbage around, as you'd imagine, scraps and bits and bobs. Okay, so we have ourselves 2 tanks coming out, and there also were 2 mechs, I believe, spotted nearby. Wasn't there? Thought I saw 2 mechs, but it looks like it's just the 2 tanks. But the only 2 mechs are us, so that's good. We have Sierra, and we have Longbow, or Kilo, I suppose. Sierra and Kilo? Yeah. There we go. Okay, so let's move our shotgunner up. He's got the shotgun and shield, so that'll be perfect for ambushing these tanks as they come out. Oh, right there, perfect. Keep out in the open, we can shoot right about here. And let's do another shot. So many shots, Little John would be proud. Let's see if we can move around the corner. And do one more, just to make sure that they're all taken care of. Oh, it looks like we're out of time. Oh, also looks like the unit might actually overheat and take damage if we're not careful. Alright, we might not want to shoot so fast. We'll take another shot there. Looks like he's going to take damage if we do it twice. Alright, we'll shoot once and ask questions later. Now our second mech we'll kind of put up here. You know, interestingly enough, with the elevation of land, it is quite possible that we could hide a little bit of our mech here and do what tanks do, where we pop up our gun a little bit over the terrain. And as we believe it's called hull down, but in this case it's kind of legs down because our hull is up with the gun and everything else, so we'll be hiding our lower half. Less to hit, so that's good, especially if they're inaccurate. Let's fire there. See if we can fire again. Looks like we can fire a few times at this enemy tank. I suppose we're overheating because our mechs are not really in great shape, and that's why we're capturing that large vehicle there. Okay, let's go ahead and play. We could take a little bit of damage, but we got to take this base, otherwise it's over. Alright, nice. That played out nicely. Alright, let's stay here and keep shooting. Looks like he's going to be turning to that way to engage the other mech, so never mind. Let's engage from a distance here. Really like the sounds in this game too. The clicking and the sound design in games is so important for UI and things like that. It's nice when it sounds like something's truly, you know, being locked in or something. Alright, only 2 shots on that one. Another shot on this. Oh, look who's turning around all of a sudden. Why would you be doing that? Okay, let's see if we can shoot him right here. And we'll blast him again. Just to make sure he's toast. Alright, let's see how we work. There we go. Nice. Engaging. Let's deal with them and report to command. There's been no activity here for a while. I have no idea who these walkers are. There's a mech right there. So one's coming out of the base. Do they have any others? Might just be a spawn point. We might not be able to see so deep into that base. Okay, well now we have a hostile to deal with. Taking a little damage, but let's push it up. Oh, looks like that enemy tank is still functional. I can't believe it. Alright, our current guy's overheating, so we got to keep our movement to a minimum. Oh, I see. As the timeline goes on, we also have time to cool down, so we can cool down in real time. Impressive. Let's go ahead and still let him attack that way. And then we'll let him cool down. So we're just going to do one move there. But I want to capture this base as soon as possible to avoid those reinforcements. Don't have to worry about overheating when you're dead. Let's wait for him to get a little closer. And again. And we'll worry about overheating again. Nice. Alright, so now I want to change things up a little bit. Let's push our mech here. And lock down with a shield. Pointing towards this guy. We'll draw his fire while our first unit... Oh, we can also see the enemy units down here too. And we can also see their timeline, which is very helpful. We can also see if they're going to overheat or not. I'm assuming there's upgrades to deal with that, so we can lay down way more fire without having to worry about stopping and cooling off. We'll shoot about here. And then we're overheating again, so let's execute. Trying to keep damage to a minimum, but also we need to take some to maximize damage output. We're trying. Alright. We gotta use the shield the whole time in order to block. Let's go ahead and shotgun him in the face. That's gotta be some big damage, right? We got an opportunity to kill this guy, so let's double down on the firing of the heat rounds there. The overheated rounds. And then let's wait till that tank comes out of cover. I don't think small objects like this are going to block our massive shells or whatnot, so I don't think we have to worry about that. I'm essentially imagining these mechs firing, you know, their assault rifle is almost like firing a, I don't know, 120-something millimeter cannon round, but like as if it were an assault rifle, which is pretty damn sweet if you think about it. Alright, enemy tank destroyed. Now we just got this mech to deal with. Let's go ahead and deal with him. And let's get one shot off here too, and then we'll worry about cooling. Yeah, get wrecked, son. Wow. Get melted. Alright, there's a little damage, but I can only imagine that was here from before. All hostiles eliminated, site now under control. Beautiful. So yeah, two big appeals for me, that timeline and also capturing objectives on the world map, the dynamic map, and being able to use it for better ammunition, better mechs, better bases, you know, other areas to maybe perhaps fast travel to, or perhaps manufacture mechs as well. After combat, the engineering crew has a chance to conduct the salvage operations. Beautiful! Sites can now store equipment and resources that can be recovered at no cost. Very nice. Enemy units can also yield loot. Recovering them will cost points from your salvage budget. Ah, so we can salvage some of the equipment destroyed in the battle. This weapon's worth recovering, the AR-2 burst. Very nice. We'll go ahead and take that from our budget. And we'll see if we can salvage that for our own operations. Very nice. Would you like to proceed? Let's do it. Yeah, I love the artwork here too. Very nice. Okay, so now we got some supplies received from our salvage operations. We got the AR-2 burst rifle as well. And now we have control of the base, although it's smoldering. But we now have a mobile base too. So not only do we have the Felheim base that we captured, but also our mobile unit. Mech customization is now available. Sweet. Ah, there we are. The mobile base. That's a big find. This is the mobile base's unit screen. Here you can inspect every mech in your roster. Dude, look at that. That vehicle's massive. Those mechs were massive. Those were the size of a building. So this thing's got to be like 2 times the size of a mech, at least in height. Crazy. All right, let's edit. So we can edit, let's see. Wow. Look at all the stats. Mass, power, thrust, class, their speed, and their distance that they can go. All the weapons that we can edit as well. Or equipment too. We picked up new primary weapons after the fight. Navigate to the primary weapon slot to inspect and install one. Alright, we'll go with the AR-2 burst. And we'll install that. All sorts of information on the burst versus shotgun. Scatter, etc. Alright, let's go with that one there. Once you're done exploring, click return to base. You got it. We can also paint them too. Oh, nice. We can, oh, not only can we paint the weapons, but the mechs themselves as well. That's pretty sweet. Shouldn't we go with blue? Like our old colors? Wonder if there's a way to paint all. Oh, wow. There's 2 pages full of paint. So if anybody is a big fan of painting miniatures, this is all good for you. There's the full body paint right there. We can go with that. Although I can't seem to select that. Oh, there we go. Now we did it. Yeah, so we can do a whole body paint. That's sweet. That's cool. Alright, we're going with that one. Blue for freedom, brother. Hell yeah. Then we got our protector as well. Yeah, that's a cool one in orange. Orange and blue working together. Very nice. Like the channel colors. I like it. Oh, we have to worry about days. There's our supplies in the upper right corner. So there's weather and daytime. And weather conditions, too, to consider. Interesting. We also have pilots that we can manage. So we have Sierra and Kilo, who just went out on that first mission. But we also have Foxtrot and Tango, who have different... Oh, they also have health to worry about. So our pilots from the previous mission, a little wounded, perhaps, from the mission or before. But you can also see their deployments, their victories, units deployed, enemies killed. So a little bit of like XCOM there with in terms of like possibly having an Iron Man mode where, you know, once they're dead, they're dead. But, you know, you can control that based on how you save and when you save if you want to. Yeah, back to the mechs, back to the pilots. Let's look at the world. So now we're not moving mechs anymore. Now we can move the mobile base. And this is something I wanted to take a look at from before. We have a massive nation to recapture. Things like ports, bridges, major cities, although they're not indicated at the moment. You'd think they would be here because, you know, whether or not they're occupied by the enemy, they still exist. But lots of important landmarks and points of interest, factories and labs and other things, military bases for us to capture. After us licking our wounds in the south down here, it's time to recap things. So I guess we're going to push forward to our next objective. Headmark, which is hostile. So now that we've retaken the base, now we've got to retake the actual town itself, or the region. So we could probably do that by pushing forward. Yeah. Incoming message from Home Guard Base. Pilots call to you already breathless from the news. They've intercepted a call from civilians seeking aid, and we can get there faster than the army. Further details reveal the enemy troops commandeered a nearby village and availed themselves of the area's resources. Oh boy. Well, we got to help them out before things get worse. Your pilot is right. Yep, there's only one option. Counterattack, baby. So it looks like it's about here. Village of 62. Does that mean 62 population? Oh, TR2. Maybe threat level or something like that. And time is passing by in real time? Is that right? I just saw it switch. But yeah, a lot of great detail here in terms of the world map as well. So the mechs, the pilots, the missions, the timeline, and even the villages, all having some pretty damn good detail, which I'm impressed with for sure. I like it. All right, let's go to our liberation objective. Clear the invader garrison at this location. So that'd be right about there. So now our mech can move, or our mobile base can move and deploy the mechs nearby. And then we can always return to the base to manage our supplies or whatnot. Or manage our troops and our mechs and our pilots from the actual mobile base, which is pretty cool too. Looks like we can hold up to 8 pilots here, and also modify a few other things. Looks like there's a threat level as well that we need to be cautious about. Yeah, the more trouble we cause, the more likely the enemy is to launch a big operation against us. Yeah. We can't go in there guns blazing as usual, a pilot says to another. This isn't a base or a battlefield. These are people's homes. Oh, yeah. Oh, and you can see them jumping out of the back of the mech. That's awesome. All right, let's suit up for more of Phantom Brigade. Carefully inspect key aspects of the mission. So there's a lot more to this one than just the previous mission. Now we have to worry about our main objective and then threats that might face us during that mission, like reinforcements. So we have to worry about enemy reinforcements that are already here, or enemy forces present for the garrison, and then incoming reinforcements, and then things that might affect our mission, like them being dug in, and also, like, for example, civilians being on the map, and we got to worry about those. So a chime rings out, but you can destroy certain alarmed locations on this map to prevent enemy reinforcements from detecting and deploying. So the same as what they did in their invasion with cutting our radio relays. Holo table lets you preview the terrain, unit positions, and key locations. And we can see all the units that can be deployed. So Kilo and Sierra will be fine. We'll send them on another mission. That'll be just fine. So yeah, now we can see where the enemies are. Looks like 4 units to start with, but more on the way. And then, of course, our deployment point up there in kind of the north area. So we can send out our 2 mechs. Oh, they recommend to switch to Tango. Devon Tay is now going to be taking position of longbow. That's cool. So you can switch out pilots and you can switch out mechs. So you can have one pilot in a mech, and then if they get wounded, you can take them out to recover, and then they pilot the mech the next time. And that'll be interesting because it might affect the effectiveness of that mech. The more that they're trained in that, or perhaps that style of mech, or that classification of mech, might give them bonuses. So that's pretty cool. All right. I am ready. My body is ready. Let's go. Starting combat. Let's do it.
So many lives lost. So much devastation. This isn't what I wanted for you. I thought you'd be born in a time of peace and prosperity, of love among people. But the world is so different now. Tanks patrol the streets. Neighbors turn on neighbors. People disappear in the night. They keep telling us this is temporary, that we'll come to love our new way of life. Somehow, I don't believe them. I want to give you the freedom I once had. But how can we few do that alone? We can't keep hope alive for much longer. We pray that someone, anyone, will answer our call.
you want to answer that call and become a part of the Phantom Brigade, the link is down below in the description. And the full version 1.0 is finally released as of the end of February. So if you've seen this one before or tried it out before, there's probably much more than meets the eye. I had to. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for subscribing and hanging out. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And this is the type of game I'd love to play more on the channel. Mechs are certainly cool, and we're getting a lot of great mech games in the next year. And of course, a lot of great ones have come out recently, including this one. So if you'd like to see more, let me know. And thank you very much, everyone, for watching.